Hi, and welcome to this video. My name is Dave Hideman. I'm the application specialist for the steel segment here at Trimble. And in this video, I want to show you how to use some tools to help you get your decking layouts in a little bit faster. Um, Deck can be created with the beam tool. There's a cross section for different deck profiles that can be loaded in, and then you pick 2 points and you get your deck shape. But being able to lay them out across a broad area a lot quicker is obviously very helpful. Now, there's a couple of tools that can do this, but one that some people may not know about, it's actually called the floor layout tool. So if you go to your applications and components catalog and simply search for floor, it may not show up in a steel detailing role because this tool was actually built with precast concrete in mind. But we can actually use it for deck and it works really well. So if you check your show hidden items in your component catalog, you'll see it in here as the floor layout component. Now if you open it up, you'll see how there's some options here for controlling different layers. Layers meaning you can put in deck, you can put in slab, you can put in something else underneath it. How they go in is beam parts. You can choose profiles and whatnot. What I'm going to do, just to, in the interest of saving time, is load in a decking preset that I have here. And you can see that it's simply pulling in a deck profile, just a regular profile out of the profile catalog. This one happens to be one for Volcraft composite flooring. We give it a name, we can give it a class and material grade. There are also some options as you go through the tabs for how this can be oriented, what type of edging you want, whether or not there's an offset. So let's just kind of take a look at what this looks like when we put it in with these sizes. So I'll simply click OK, and then I can go ahead and pick the perimeter of the area that I'm trying to apply decking to. So I will pick just this area, this bay in here. I'll just pick the four corners of this bay. And as soon as it's finished thinking, you can see how it creates the deck layout. Now, these are separate panels being created by this tool. But some of the other neat things about this tool is it really is starting to take advantage of some of the power behind the direct modification and the power in the mini toolbar. So if I turn on direct modification and I select this component, under the conceptual toolbar, there's a lot of options in here for things like adding openings or changing direction. So I want to show you a couple of these. One of them being when you model in this deck, you can see how it simply picked the direction for me. I really didn't have any input as far as which way that was going to face. But if I check this option to modify part widths, seam gaps, or slab direction, that applies also to deck direction. So I will click that button, and you can see how now I'm getting this big arrow that allows me to grab its end handles and turn how these parts are being oriented. So if I just kind of come down here to another snap point, you can see that when I let go, it has changed the orientation of this deck based on the direction of that arrow. So that's pretty helpful if you need to change the shape of this. Also in this toolbar, let me flip this into a plan view. I have the option to make sure that I have that selected as a component. I have the option to add in openings. And if I go ahead and pick across some of this steel, you can see how it goes and cuts all of the pieces, but it's not just cutting the pieces, it's intelligent enough that if I switch to my select objects and components, you can see how it's cut around one deck, it's split the other into two separate pieces. So it's not just like if you tried to do this with a regular polygon cut, this would still be one continuous piece with just a cut going clean through it. So you would then have to split it or do something like that. With this tool, it's smart enough that it understands that this is now two separate pieces when you cut clean through the parts. This tool is also great for if you have odd shapes. So, let's say that we're doing a floor layout that's going to be an L shape. Like I'm going to leave this as an opening here. I can use those settings to simply pick around the edge of whatever I'm trying to clear or whatever needs to remain an opening. We'll close that off. And again, you can see how now it's adjusting the lengths and it's putting the cuts for me automatically for parts that partially cover a hole. So I find this tool really helpful for putting in decking in a hurry. Hopefully you guys do too. Again, it's under the floor layout in the component catalog. Make sure that you check on the hidden items if you're in a steel roll. If you have any other questions, as always, reach out to your local help desk, and I hope you find this video helpful. Thanks for watching.